Tonight I wanna see the bright lights over me. Show me something magical, something beautiful. Come and take me higher, set my world on fire tonight, tonight. Show me everything I want and more. You take me right around the world. I'm feeling tonight, got me feeling so right. Best of the good life.
This week on Top Billing, if the heels fit, wear them. How Jeannie and Top Billing seem destined to go together. Kevin Spacey's invited her for lunch, and Matthew McConaughey made her weak at the knees. Miss D's worn cocktail dresses in -4 degrees, been serenaded by Seal, got the scoop with Taylor Swift, and jammed with the Beach Boys. Jeannie thanks you for every award under the sun and steps into the bohemian romance of winter's hottest trends. TOYA DELAZY hits the British charts and London's paparazzi love her. And your presenter tonight, Lorna Maseko, brings you all the adventure from a home where Asian meets Mexican with a grass roof on top.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to Top Billing, where Genie was a guy who grants you 3 wishes and lives in a lamp. Say the word Genie today and your first thoughts are a dynamite brunette who brings you the best of the good life each week, and this is her story.
Content and presenter have become synonymous. Travel, music, fashion, movies, adventure, and design. Joburg-born Jeannie fitted the bill from day one.
As a young child, I was always very drawn to performance. I was the only girl out of so many boys, and I almost thought it was my duty to entertain them. And I remember watching Top Billing from when I was really, really young, and my aunt walking around her house with the little home movie cam. And I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I was walking through, like commenting on her home. And then I turned to the camera and said, "My name's Jeannie D, and one day I'm going to be a famous TV presenter." I suppose that was most certainly a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Not without a thorough grounding. After majoring in drama at art school, then completing a BA in communications, Jeannie's talent on the mic landed her a show on Good Hope FM.
Top Billing did an insert on me once, a what not to wear fashion piece. Afterwards, I got this phone call from patients saying, "We'd like to try you out as a presenter, are you keen?" And I went to go and put some stuff down on tape for her. From pub performer and wedding singer to sales of 1 million copies of his debut album, Jamie Cullum kicks off his career as the biggest selling UK jazz artist ever. Next thing you know, I was just being flown all over the place, and I was sent overseas, and I didn't even know if I'd actually gotten the job. I must confess, I have a bit of a shoe fetish, and I'm on the hunt to find the ultimate pair of shoes for the perfect party dress. So I've put Lindsay Bennett to the test to see what magic she can create, because a girl can never have too many shoes. One of my favorite quotes is, "Give the girl the right pair of shoes and she can take over the world." Well, I didn't realize how correct that was until one of my first inserts for Top Billing was the shoemaker. And ever since then, my audience just always happened to notice my shoes. I think it's because I'm quite short. I always need to be in, plinths or stilts. We've walked so much that I've worn the heels of my very expensive boots out.
Me too.
And yeah, I can do a fair amount of things in a pair of heels.
Including DIY.
So it won't corrode the mirror from the backside.
Keep on going.
So it won't corrode the mirror from the back.
Well, I really enjoy using these guys.
Applying blusher or primer, Ms. D is a dab hand.
From diva to do-it-yourself homemaker, I certainly hope I have industrial strength makeup remover. This is really smelling delicious. What's in it?
I'm making you some tranchada with some kudu meat that I shot the kudu myself. And yeah, that's for starters.
I have a flirtatious character. I've got a flirtatious nature. I'll flirt with the door handle. It's just my personality. I think it's funny.
Hi.
Philip.
Jeannie.
I never thought I'd see you again because I just woke up here in this hospital all perfectly made up.
You've been in a coma.
Really?
Welcome back.
I thought I had amnesia.
Oh, amnesia. What did it do?
If I could have another career in my life, I would definitely want to be Soap star. I really think I have what it takes. You know, you always hear about these amazing Hollywood stars that are being discovered. And I thought, what better place to be discovered than on set? I don't know where you can cast someone that would be perfect for the job.
I don't know, I mean, I don't, maybe...
Well, we're standing on top of the CBS building.
You could do it.
Me?
Me? Yeah, you could be...
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that it would be okay. I'm sure Jackie, she would be okay with it too.
She'll be fine with it, I'm sure of it. It's not like you're a catch or anything.
She was fine with Steffi, she was fine with Bridget, she'll be fine with you.
It's that older woman thing.
I can see the appeal of being a femme fatale in Brandon's arms. But can soap stars leap from tall buildings, stare down fire, or fly like a bird? Jeannie can. And just ahead, she proves that fear is temporary, but glory eternal. You arrive at work and your director says, you'll be wing walking today. Then you'll jump out of a building. And lastly, we'll set you on fire. What woman in her right mind would agree to this? One who laughs at the face of fear.
When James Bond stuntman Nicholas Danes was in town, he decided that jumping off buildings was old hat for him. Getting Jeannie to do stunts that many leading men wouldn't do, that was the real story.
Being a television presenter isn't always easy because sometimes it's based on being in the right place at the right time. Sometimes things aren't always as set up as what you'd like them to be. Also, you've got to think on your feet because you can't ask Madonna to walk down the red carpet again. So sometimes there's moments that get a little bit hairy because you've just got to take those moments for what they are, whether the person that you need to interview can't speak English or whether you're in a situation that could get a little bit terrifying and you just have to go with it, like skydiving.
Landing on mattresses doesn't work when jumping from an aircraft.
I looked back at the guy and I was just, I wanted to bail. There was no way that I was going to get out of that airplane that day from the top. And he said, sorry, darling, you're strapped to me. And he just went, woof. Next thing I know, I'm out of the aeroplane and you're falling. So you're just trying to grab for anything. You're trying to hold on to anything, but you can't. So you're falling and you're falling so fast that you try and sip oxygen, but you can't breathe because it's just all of this oxygen flowing into your face. So you're sipping oxygen like that. And eventually, the parachute opens and the world is just completely still. And then you think, this is the best thing I've ever done. I want to do it again. Now my heart is actually in my stomach. I can't believe what I just did. That was insane.
Okay, this is your protection. Nomex underwear.
As was preparing to impersonate the Statue of Liberty, but with layers of protective bodysuits and flame-retardant gel.
I love doing something extraordinary, something adventurous, something crazy, obviously. So setting myself on fire I thought was good to do on this particular Tuesday. Oh boy. Okay, I'm on fire. Remember, this is such a specialized thing. Please do not do this at home. We've got fire extinguishers and people waiting, behind the scenes in case anything goes wrong, but wow, this is crazy.
Drop your arm down here for me. I'm gonna cool it down.
I was just actually concerned about my hair. I was standing there on fire and all I kept on thinking was, I hope this doesn't burn my hair.
Of the prizes in fashion journalism, an interview with the godfather of Italian design is the scoop of a lifetime, though it comes with a catch.
A friend of mine is Giorgio Armani's right-hand man. So he then gives us an exclusive and he says, I'm not giving anybody else this interview but you. You've got to make it quick. I'm bringing him into you. What he had failed to tell me is that Giorgio Armani doesn't speak in English. Io non speak the Italiano. So I was in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, I think we managed to find quite a hot translator. Oh, absolutely, I agree with that. Cristiano Ronaldo is perfect.
Ronaldo è perfetto secondo lei.
E poi anche molto simpatico.
And he's also really a nice guy.
Down another runway, Jeannie would realize that skydiving was just a baby step to this.
Every once in a while, you come across a person or you see something that might inspire you to do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do. I remember that moment for me was seeing Michael Mole on Top Billing doing a wing walk, and I decided one day I wish that could be me. And now, on our 20th birthday, I've decided to take up that challenge. Doesn't seem like such a good idea right now, though, just as I'm about to get on top of that plane. I'd seen Michael Mole do it like a few years before, so I phoned him to say, Michael, I'm doing the wing walking. What do you recommend? Do you have any tips or any advice before I do it? And he said, yes, don't do it. And I went, okay, cool, thanks, bye. I'm not a good listener.
Then there was that aviation humor.
I am so terrified.
That makes two of us.
That's not very comforting.
No, I'm only joking.
Our presenter had grave concerns.
How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you don't want to do this, we can leave it.
I've got to get my head around it. Like,
Your head around what?
this hat. Wonder Woman didn't have to wear one of these.
Function quickly became a bigger concern than fashion.
This is probably the most terrifying thing I've ever done, and I've done some scary things. I need it to be tight. Oh no, I want to feel like I'm being supported.
So you are strapped in, you're secure to the back.
Okay, we're ready.
I'm ready. I was born ready. Taking off and flying and doing the barrels and the somersaults is one thing, but coming in for a landing somehow was the worst part, because you feel like you're going to crash, because you don't have any gauge on where the ground is and how deep or long or low the actual aeroplane is. So that was terrifying. That was just one of those moments that makes your tummy do somersaults. We did it.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
That was mind-blowing. That was absolutely, that was absolutely epic. So exhausting that I feel like I've just come out of a 3-hour workout, because your body takes such a beating up there. It feels like a million different hammers all at once, just the force of the wind. But the views are just amazing. You actually get more, and you enjoy it more than what you feel scared. The fear element isn't there as much because you feel safe, you feel secure.
The only way to top this will be a spacewalk. Jeannie's negotiations with NASA are ongoing.
Mystique can hold her own next to The Rock, Matthew McConaughey, and many action men she's interviewed. But meeting Julie Andrews, Jeannie D felt completely starstruck, as if she was 5 years old all over again.
Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, Sir Michael Caine, Liam Neeson, Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds. All legends.
Movie junkets. That has been one of my favorite parts of working on Top Billing, other than the travel, of course. The last time we chatted, it was because you were kissing Steve Carell. Now it's because you're in pink tights and a tutu. You want to tell me something? You need a hug?
I need more than a hug, I think, after kissing Steve Carell. And
The Rock, I think he's in love with me. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I'm single. Hey, Dwayne Johnson. I really felt like we had amazing chemistry.
Right.
So if you could make yourself disappear, what would you do?
What would I do?
In real life,
once
yeah.
once I was invisible. I'd probably do a lot of unmentionables is what I would do if I was invisible. What would you do?
Oh, you don't want to know. And I actually also thought that I had amazing chemistry with Kevin Spacey.
Oh, I think anybody that looks that good should be tormented. In fact, I was about to torment you.
Oh, really? Not right now, I'm working.
Yes, so was I.
I walked out of the interview room and his PA came running after me and she was like, sorry, but Mr. Spacey would like to see you again. And I walked in and I thought, oh my goodness, this is odd. And he was like, you're the most interesting person I've met all day, and I'd love to take you for lunch. So we ended up spending the day going for lunch and walking around London and had an amazing day. Kevin Spacey is one of the most phenomenal actors ever. Just such a fantastic human. And he's a thespian. He's really true to his art. He's amazing.
Interstellar won an Oscar, critical praise, and earned over $600 million at the box office. All of which seemed not so important when Jeannie met the movie's star attraction.
The highlight of my life, the pièce de résistance. I walk into the interview room for Interstellar, and Matthew McConaughey is literally the sexiest man I've ever seen in my life. And I walk into this room, and he goes, look at you. Long day, I can imagine.
It's long, but it's good. Check your get-up out.
I thought I'd get dressed up like I'm going to space.
You did. I haven't seen boots, sandals like that.
And I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know where to look. I just kept on thinking, don't blush, stay professional.
In the house with my kids.
Ms. D then had to pinch herself on meeting her childhood hero.
Dame Julie Andrews, welcome to Top Billing. It is such an honor to be speaking to you because not many people get to chat to Mary Poppins, Maria von Trapp, the Tooth Fairy, all in one sitting.
Yeah, she's been everything to everyone, and she actually reminds me a lot of my grandmother. So when I asked her what her most fulfilling role was, she said, I think it was as a mother and as a grandmother.
So to date, what has been your most fulfilling and your favorite role that you've ever played?
I think fulfilling role, although challenging and difficult, and it's nothing to do with movies, it's just been being a mother. Having 5 children, and I now have 7 grandchildren. But in terms of film roles, stage roles, I couldn't tell you which one I loved the most, because they've all been interesting or a learning experience or fun, any of those.
And they've all certainly inspired all of us and everyone else around the world. Julie Andrews, you are supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I thought that was so sweet, because if I think what she's meant to me growing up, she is the legend of film.
If Kevin Spacey's attention was fascinating, 007's suggestion was a huge ego boost.
What do you think has made Bond relevant and sexy and still so appealing 50 years on?
Open with a hard one, why don't you? I think that the films have always been consistently kind of just great and entertaining and fun and in their own way. And people have grown up with them and have very strong memories, especially of going to see films with their families. And when you have kids, you kind of do the same thing.
Daniel Craig said I should audition as a Bond girl, and then he didn't follow through with that. And I'm not, as you can see.
The stars of film and television meet hundreds of interviewers in their lifetimes, but I can guarantee you one name they never forget is Miss Jeannie D of Top Billing.
Up next, from the US to China, Jeannie makes hay while the snow falls. Then life, love and showbiz with Taylor Swift and Seal.
When we take to the 4 corners of the world, you don't want a travel log that you could so easily read from a guidebook. You want the kind of adventure that Top Billing has become so famous for, and nobody does it better than this lady.
For shoots, she'll board whatever form of transport it takes to get her there. No room service, no problem. She'll catch dinner herself. She's quite prepared to be the butt of the joke and always ready to learn something new.
I cannot wait to see Van Gogh's collection.
Not Van Gogh, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
Trust me, Jeannie, if there's one thing I know, it's art.
Know it all.
Amsterdam was absolutely amazing. We had such a great time. We had a tandem bicycle where the back wants to go, the front doesn't. So yeah, there were a few times that our little tandem ride got a little bit hairy, but Amsterdam is such a great place. And I actually won an award recently from BBC World, as all of their viewers have voted me the best person in the world to travel with. But I think tandem pair, definitely the best people in the world to travel with.
While a freezing cold winter cover shoot tested the relationship, Jeannie's love affair with New York runs deep. The sights, the shows, Fashion Week, and epic celebrity interviews.
So I don't quite have my own billboard up in Times Square just yet, but I'm working on it baby steps. In fact, I'm on my way to the shoot, but just before I get there, I've got to make use of my time management and see as much of the city as possible. I'm going to take a bite of the Big Apple. Dun, dun, da, da, da. I'm not a sun worshipper, but I do love the heat. I do love summer. I really enjoy humidity. I love traveling to islands. So the freezing cold would never be my first choice. New York at -5 degrees in a tiny little mini dress was certainly not my idea of fun. If I can make it there, I'll make it. It's -4 degrees.
That was only a teaser. Anything America could do, China could do colder. When life throws you inhuman temperatures, make great television. That's our motto.
Didn't expect this. I'm in Siberia or Moscow, but China being cold, that was ridiculous.
When it is this cold and you are in such a majestic place, the best thing to do is keep moving. Shake that. Just show us what you got.
And climbing the Great Wall of China in -35 degrees. Really not my idea of fun. And heli skiing in Whistler, Canada. I actually got frostbite and lost 2 fingernails when we did the black run in Whistler just before the Winter Olympics. So me and cold, we is not friends.
Guys, you need to know that as much as you might find a place in Jeannie's heart, her one true love is music, which is why when she meets the greats of soul, rock, pop, or rap, her interviews turn to solid gold.
'Cause we're like summer and rain. You and I are not the same. That's what makes it perfect.
What is the cost of being a musician where you do put yourself out there and make yourself so vulnerable to pen those emotions?
By default, I'm a very private person, and yes, I sing about my life or I sing about the world through my eyes. And I tend to write in metaphors for the most part. And so I guess if anyone really wants to know, to find out about what's going on inside my head, they could listen to the music.
So after my insert with Seal, what happened was the cameraman packed up and we had kind of stayed behind, and Seal said to me, "Would you like a whiskey?" And he plugged his iPod in and he started singing Frank Sinatra songs to me, and we just sat the whole afternoon having a few drinks, and he sang to me the whole afternoon, and we chatted openly about life, love, everything else. But he was such an extraordinary human being and such a phenomenal talent, and it's those little moments when you're with these stars that you really realize why they are where they are in their lives. You get a little bit intimidated, a little bit nervous when you've been so prepared for one of these massive stars. But she sat down and it was literally like sitting with one of my best friends. She is the most down-to-earth, exceptional girl. Listening to a lot of your lyrics, I sat there thinking, what guy in his right mind did something wrong to this girl?
All of my relationships have been young relationships.
Yeah.
Young relationships don't work out most of the time, just statistically speaking.
She said, don't think that I'm this successful purely because of everything being glamorous. She said, my parents were finance people and they made sure that I invested in the right things to be able to make my money work for me. And that's such an important message. You know, nowadays young girls see Taylor Swift, this hot girl in a little mini skirt and red lipstick, but the message is so strong there. She's a strong, independent, smart woman, and that's why she's able to be so fabulous. We're in Mitchell's plane to find the answer, with lyrics like, "Ay, ay, ay, I am your butterfly, I need your protection, be my samurai." We've discovered, and I'm sure millions of fans around the world agree with us, that Die Antwoord is disturbingly cool. Away, my bro. Oh, Die Antwoord
If that is the answer, what on earth is the question? They are the most extraordinary artists. They've done so well overseas, and they really are. I mean, obviously, you know that Ninja was Waddy Tudor-Jones from Max Normal, so he's been able to mold himself into a character for whatever his current project be. Your music videos are shot so beautifully. Take me through some of them.
Which ones do you like?
Well, the samurai one, I couldn't get over your figure.
Are you very worried about figures?
Oh,
I'm totally
focused.
Do you
on
gym?
That. I gym. And I eat well.
Gym a lot.
Whose interview is this? Mine or yours? They are so funny. I laughed so much that day, and I was I was super uncomfortable, completely out of my comfort zone. And like, they made burgers, veggie burgers, and when I wanted the bun, she frisbeed it to me.
When Northern Irish rock band Snow Patrol came touring to South Africa and chose to film their Plants Bend Between Us video here, Jeannie made a friend.
Snow Patrol, I actually developed quite a nice friendship with Gary, the singer, because I got to interview him a good few times. So I hung out with them a fair deal, and then during the interview it was just so funny. He was literally, I don't know if he was nervous or just overexcited while they were shooting their music video. And yeah, I think he proposed to me at one point. Oh, gee, thank you. I got a rock from a rock star. Aren't these things supposed to be more faceted if they come from guys like you? I've got him running circles around me.
A friendship sure to last a lifetime is one which you as our top billing viewers know very well. And every time Josh, Groban and Jeannie get together, you tell us you love it.
It doesn't matter now, it's over anyhow. He tells the world that it's sleeping, oh. But as the night came round, I heard its lonely sound. It wasn't roaring, it was weeping.
Josh Groban I've interviewed numerous times over a good few years. I think one of my first interviews that I did with Top Billing, I was such a baby. When I look back at that footage, I was just a child, and I'd gone to Los Angeles to go and do an at-home with him, and we spent the day with him, and his dog even ended up biting me. He has a taste for lace already.
Yes, he does. Come on, Sweeney, good bad boy, good bad boy.
And we played TV games all afternoon, and we really did form quite a nice bond. He's such an amazing guy, incredibly talented. He's got a fantastic family, and yeah, I love interviewing him because there's nothing that he won't do. If I ask him to sing for me, he'll sing for me, and he really does love South Africa, and he loves his South African audience so much. So he's always such a pleasure to interview.
If you are crazy for music, then it's a cross-generational passion. Jeannie and the Beach Boys hit it off from the word go.
I remember listening to the Beach Boys when I was a little girl. My father was one of their biggest fans. So now for me to interview them was quite something because they are still good old rockers. They are such fun guys, but they really are proper surfers. They're super chilled, very relaxed. Did you ever take yourself seriously and think we're going to be the biggest band in America?
We never ever dreamed that it would last A, this long, or B, that we'd be successful to the level that we achieved.
I didn't expect them to call me up on stage, and when they did, it was amazing. Oh, in my next life, I want to be a rock star. There's something very special about standing on stage and having all of these thousands of people screaming at you.
Jeannie, my friend, watching you do that made me want to become a top billing presenter. And yes, it's as an incredible job as it looks.
Next up, Jeannie becomes the story at Royal Ascot and the Emmys, then shows you how to get that boho 70s look this winter.
Okay, so she hasn't won an Oscar, a Tony, or a Grammy, but actors and musicians should be very grateful that Jeannie has chosen not to be in music, on Broadway, or in film, because it seems she's won every entertainment award in South Africa.
What we saw in her, so did you, voting Jeannie your favorite TV presenter more times than most of us can remember.
I think back on the awards that I've won consistently, I'm just completely grateful that I have an audience that has loved me throughout me growing up, really. I mean, I've grown up on South African TV. I started when I was so young, and it's really such a privilege for me to be able to know that people really just enjoy my work. And thank you for that. It's incredibly humbling.
She's been voted sexiest, a style icon, and favorite personality. Her enjoyment of life is infectious. When the breakout South African film Tsotsi won an Oscar, she was an awed fan as much as a presenter.
Huge congratulations. We are tremendously proud of you. What went through your head when you heard that Tsotsi was best foreign film?
Well, to be honest, when I saw Will Smith, I was like, okay, this is good, you know. And when I say Tsotsi, I just went out of my mind, you know. It's a feeling that you can't explain, but I am so happy.
To celebrate PHETO and Gavin Hood for Tsotsi's win was just outstanding. And then I got to hold the Oscar. I mean, what a dream. You know, I once read the book by Betty Davis where she won the Academy Award, and she turned it around and she said that the behind of the Academy Award looked just like her boyfriend Oscar's, and that's how the name came into being. And when I held that Academy Award, I just kissed the Oscar, right on the Oscar.
As a presenter on Top Travel, Jeannie knew that up to 10 million Americans watched the show every week. But she never expected what happened at television's biggest awards.
The Emmys was fantastic. It was in Vegas, and you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I was working the red carpet, and it was just sensational. All these amazing stars were there. The show that I'd done called Top Travel had made it onto an American channel. And after all of the stars, a few of the people in the media and a few people on the sidelines were like, aren't you that girl from that travel show? And I was like, yes, I am. And then they asked me to walk the red carpet. Oh. And yeah, it was an amazing, amazing night. For this week only, I've traded in my vuvuzela for my feathered hat. Now, I've been to hundreds of race days before. However, here at Royal Ascot, there seems to be a lot more class, sophistication, elegance, and top hats than anywhere else in the world. My life on top billing has basically been like Forrest Gump. We decide that I'm wearing this incredible dress by Earl Ahrens, but now I need a hat. We can't find anyone to make us a hat, so we decide we'll get one in London. Who makes me the hat? Philip Tracy. And then I got to Royal Ascot, and I'm there to interview people, and I'm there to be the media, and yet they're pushing me away from the media instead to be photographed. So that was quite fun. And my little aerial space receiver made by Philip Tracy ended up being on the front page of the newspaper.
Headline news this season is fashion's ongoing love for the 70s. It's proven far more than a brief romance. And next, we profile a stunning collection for the cooler months ahead and how you can get the look.
Woolworths are welcoming in winter with a throwback to bohemian fabrics, cuts and finishes. Elle magazine fashion director TARRYN has put some of the best looks together for the season.
We're in Oak Valley today in Elgin. I love the setting. It's really sparse. The clouds are actually a plus today. It really creates that amazing dappled lighting that we can get in between the trees here and there. There's lakes that we can work with. The colors are fantastic because it does really complement the clothing. We're working with tans and sand and burgundy, moody blues.
The setting was ideal for these spicy colors, a collection rich in texture and winter shades.
The range really does have a great variety. There's everything from lace dresses to peasant tops. One of my favorites is the peasant bell sleeve blouse. It's so on trend and it's really versatile. So this for me is the showstopper piece of the range. It's a beautiful white quarter length sleeve dress. They're both wearing it, but styled differently. So Catherine's wearing it with a wrap blanket for a chilly day, and Ella has got her floppy hat for that 70s retro feel. And they're both paired with nude flat boots to really tie into that dressed down feel that we're looking for today.
As nature's wardrobe changes colors, this range reflects that transformation.
Wow, Tarryn, these shots look amazing. Tell me about your retro romance shoot.
We shot with Bettina de Toy. She's one of my favorite photographers. I thought she was also perfect for this because with her being a woman, she naturally has the ability to bring out femininity and sensuality in shots.
So is the 70s trend seriously back?
It is. Fashion has a way of doing a complete 360 and just coming back again and again, season after season. The 70s this time around has a little bit of a romantic edge. Romance was also a massive trend on the Autumn Winter 16 runway, so it's a great combination, a nice contrast between something that you might see as a little bit bohemian, but with a feminine touch. The romantic edge that the 70s trend brings along is all about adding lace, velvet, brocade, silks, bell sleeve blouses, A-line skirts. It's perfect for the winter season.
Well, that is such great news because I've got a date tonight and I'd like you to style me in the look of the moment.
A hot date calls for a hot dress, which is exactly what you're wearing. The lace is perfect for the trend. I would suggest pairing it with a lace-up heel or a block boot. You also need a little bit of a bag to carry your lipstick around, so go for a fringe bag or a hobo chain bag. And of course, just in case it's a little bit chilly outdoors, take along a blanket wrap. It's one of the key pieces for the season and it's so versatile, you can literally throw it on and off.
For eyes, brows and lips to match the winter trends, Jeannie took her cues from stylist SHAHNAZ COLA-WRENSCH.
The 70s is so big at the moment, so I was thinking a great retro look.
Okay, perfect. So the 70s look is basically the glamorous kind of Amazonian woman. She's sun-kissed and bronzed. The typical Bordeaux look was that big liner. But today I want to go for a more modern take, which is the bronze eyes. This kind of color, really, really typical of the 70s. That kind of tan vibe also matches with the fashion as well. And then working over the lids with that metallic kind of bronze will really make it pop. And it will also catch the sunlight as well. We're going to go for the bold matte orange lip. Okay, so that's the finished look. The bronze eyes, the bold orange lips, the sun-kissed skin. Your hair's looking beautiful and tousled. Perfect for your dress. You ready to go?
From the boots up to a tasseled leather bag and classic 70s blanket wrap, to bring a breezy, romantic boho feel to your wardrobe this season, look no further than Woolworth's winter collection, in stores now.
Could there be a better excuse to refresh your wardrobe? I never thought I would hear myself say this, but come on, winter.
Just ahead, why London loves TOYA DELAZY, her look, sound and Xhosa knitwear. Plus, SA wines go cork to cork with their French counterparts.
One of our own stars making it big abroad is Zulu electro pop princess TOYA DELAZY. Roaming on Vodacom's travel saver, Roxy could pinpoint the heart of the action where TOYA had London's paparazzi wrapped around her finger.
With growing international appeal, TOYA moved to London recently and landed her first chart position outside South Africa with the hit My City.
I'm headed to meet TOYA DELAZY in studio, and sometimes when you're in an unfamiliar city like London, you might get lost. But with Vodacom Travel Saver, I'm always conveniently connected, and that never happens to me. I know exactly where I'm headed.
Having received a location pin via her Vodacom roaming, Roxy was right on time for the recording at the highly rated Resident Studios in London. In songs like Why Hate, TOYA has become known for her social commentary. She's toured the US, Europe and the Far East, growing her sound, influences and subject matter.
So exciting that you're in London. How has the city influenced your recording process?
I feel like it's a new breath of fresh air. I love the style in London, the freedom, the vibe, and you know, just being in a different space. I don't see any Londoners though in London, which is really funny. Like everyone's from everywhere. It's very diverse, and for me, that's the catalyst that I need when I'm making music. Like it's for diverse, it's for a lot of different people, and yeah, I'm loving that.
What can we expect from your new music?
The new single was written in Cape Town while I was still there, and I've just like expanded more of it, and it's more nostalgic, if I could put it that way. So it's going to embrace a lot of where I'm from, where I started in music, and I think it's going to be an international introduction for me.
How do you prepare creatively before you get into the booth?
Okay, so basically it has to be something I care about. Like, I can't like sit down and say, I'm gonna write a song today. I have to feel it. It needs to be something I want to talk about, and I get a melody and then I start writing about it. And as soon as it becomes a song, like I've got a verse, I've got a chorus, only then do I come to studio, you know, and it's all about feelings and moments.
I think you're an incredibly authentic performer and artist. Do you think that that's what your fans love about you, your vulnerability?
I'd say that fans in general, like people that listen to music, appreciate honesty, appreciate something that they can identify with. I feel that they like that. They like the stories that I tell. I think they like the beats, they like the lyrics as well. So, yeah, I think, I hope they do. They better.
What about you? Got into love forbidden fruit, love forbidden fruit.
You have so much experience. Do you feel privileged that you're able to share that and mentor people?
I feel like I've had a lot of experience, and like a lot of people, and I'm humbled by it, look up to me because of everything that I've done. I mean, from the Apollo Theatre to the BETs to, I've done a lot of things. So right now I feel like I can be a producer, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to actually expose female hip hop and talent in South Africa.
As a producer, she's launching the new album this month for rap group The Clutch Collective. And as an influential artist in her own right, TOYA made quite a stir at London Fashion Week. With her new video on playlists across clubs in the UK, she's becoming known for her style as much as her music. And she does have a distinct look in this Xhosa knitwear with faux fur trim by Laduma Ngogolo.
I am not surprised that I found all the street style photographers snapping away at you at London Fashion Week. You are a trailblazer when it comes to fashion. Are you here to set trends or are you here to find them?
Well, it's a bit of both because there's a lot of crazy fashion out here as well. And as much as I'm going to set my own trends, I want to see what's out here. Lots of oversized styles, lots of colors. So yeah, it's a matter of just checking out what's out here and kind of like mixing it with what I have.
How would you describe your personal style?
My style is a mix, Like I like streetwear and I also like classic wear. So it's hard to actually like corner it into one thing. So I like different pieces from different artists and yeah, I just put it together.
And tell me about this outfit.
So yeah, the suit I'm wearing, I bought at a boutique in London. I feel like it's majestic and it's contrast when it comes to the shoes, which are more streetwear. So I threw some Xhosa patterns on top, you know. And yeah, I think I look good. What do you think?
I think you look good.
What do you think?
Believe me, you don't have to get any confirmation from me. I know you look good.
Yeah.
Amongst the exciting work on show, with hints of a colorful African influence, the collection that caught TOYA's eye was by Obscure Rebellion. It's a label created just 2 years ago by Melita Herodine and Mignonne DEKYEM.
So is this something that you see yourself wearing? Is this your style?
I mean, this is definitely something I'd wear. For instance, look at this jacket, darling. Look at this jacket.
That is pretty cool. It's dramatic. I feel like you are quite a dramatic person.
More than that, it's unconventional. I think that's what I like about this range, actually. It's strong, it's bold. The material's really nice. Everything's like neat, but at the same time, it's still streetwear. And another piece that I really love is this one.
That's very cool.
Look at the buttons.
Oh, I feel like I could touch this all day long.
Yeah. Stroke it. It's like got this punkness to it. Like I've always liked that rock star effect.
Hello.
Hey.
With anything. Mignonne, are you the designer behind this beautiful collection?
I am the designer of Obscure Rebellion.
They say that when you're designing clothing, you should have someone in mind. Was this the lady that you had in mind?
I would say so, because, you know, in order to wear these clothes, you have to be bold, you have to be brave, you have to be able to, you know, explore style. And I think this is definitely our gal.
The very pertinent question when someone is shopping is this the one?
This is the one.
With her first UK single charting at number 20, there's a spring in this funky muso's step. Managing her roaming with Vodacom Travel Saver, Roxy could share the thrill of a day with TOYA DELAZY in London with everyone back home.
That's recognition well deserved, which is just what 50 VIP guests got to enjoy recently when Standard Bank launched their latest signature banking proposition in Johannesburg.
We all work hard for life's great rewards. And since nothing says the best of the good life quite like travel, it was the theme of this launch.
Imagine having your very own personal travel concierge at your fingertips 24/7.
No need to imagine any longer, Roxy, because Standard Bank's private signature banking is here. I came prepared.
As the ultimate service to people who spend a lot of time abroad for business and pleasure, Standard Bank asked what they could do to make it all a pleasure.
Naomi, with Standard Bank being at the forefront of innovation, which I know is important to the brand, tell us why Standard Bank's private signature banking is so unique.
Well, the launch tonight is all about the new private banking signature. This proposition is really aimed at the core needs of our really wealthy customers, and what they do like to enjoy is travel, spending time with their family, thinking about their business interests, growing new businesses, and they want also advice from their bankers. Tonight we're launching the travel solution, which is phenomenal if you love to travel.
What are some of the unique benefits that you're offering?
The travel solution is really all about solving the admin and the complexity that comes with traveling, from planning to booking to figuring out what other experiences you can have whilst being in your destination of choice. Our signature travel team does everything for you, and they've also curated specific packages when you go to Japan or France or even to Scotland for a whiskey tasting.
It's like a travel agent in your pocket, on call 24/7 to assist with bookings, visas, forex and insurance, leaving you to have a real holiday.
You look absolutely lovely. What theme were you going for?
The French look, with a little of South African feel.
Seems like Standard Bank really looks after their customers. I mean, look at this, the party, the signature banking, the travel agent. It really, I feel quite special tonight, I must say.
I feel well looked after, you know what I mean? And the people I've met here, they're all saying what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
So I do know that they only invite the best. I mean, look at the gents. He looks fantastic. That's a very nice outfit.
Thank you very much. I try, huh?
Travel can broaden your horizons, locally and internationally. This launch did it with a taste-off between top French wines and our own cultivars.
French or South African wines?
South African.
I think I've got to consume a bit more, but yeah, we've travelled to France. We've done extensive travelling in France, and I enjoy the French reds, but I do believe that the South African wines are right up top there. They're right at the top.
The wine from Stellenbosch, it's absolutely good. I did test the French one as well, but being in South Africa and testing South African wines, that made a difference.
It could be cuisine you travel for, or epic landscapes. This service aims to tailor packages to the individual's tastes.
Standard Bank is always at the forefront of innovation. What makes this proposition so unique?
We've got a beautiful black World Traveller card that comes along with the proposition, as well as a travel concierge, and you get access to one banker for your whole family. So normally people have to split their relationships with signature private banking. You have all your banking needs taken care of in one spectacular place. Do you feel as if you've been transported around the world?
I've honestly felt like I've been on adventure tonight. Taken all the different wines from all around the world. It's been really an experience that I'm never going to forget.
It's the feeling of having arrived and at a new destination every time. That's what you can expect with Standard Bank Signature Banking, moving you forward.
We bring you the best from around the world, but whether it's our wine or our one and only Jeannie D, nothing beats homegrown. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Good night and God bless.
Join us again on Thursday, the 7th of April, as Bassie marvels at how her Miss South Africa win catapulted her through 22 epic years with top billing. We revisit destinations she only dreamed she'd see and the legends who've been her guests.